And you don't have to evaluate Stephen. He is actually not part of the Toastmasters roster, but his title of his speech is called Leading with Lollypops. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
I believe you have also 7 minutes.
Yes, so 5 on green?
Yeah.
Great. Get some lubricant. It might be a gauche way to start. Who are the leaders in the room?
Today.
Why not? Why is leadership this thing that we put on a pedestal? Who are the leaders in the room? What is leadership? Just think about it for 5 seconds. What does leadership mean to you? To me, it means 2 fundamental things. The first is right, and the second is others. So the first, leaders do the right thing because it's the right thing and for no other reason. I love telling the story of the CEO who walks out of his office. At the end of the day, it's dark out, he's walking to his car. And he sees a piece of garbage out of his way. And he walks out of his way, picks up the piece of garbage and throws it out in the garbage bin, also out of his way. Now, little did he know, but his colleague Kerry saw him. And Kerry rushes over, gets to his car as the president has just turned on his car, knocks at his door, and freaks out the president. And he says, I have a question for you. The president said, sure, go ahead. He said, did you pick up that piece of garbage because you're the president? Or are you the president because you picked up that piece of garbage? Is leadership a character or a title? Leaders do the right thing because it's the right thing and for no other reason. The second thing is that leaders believe. They believe in themselves. They believe in their own capabilities. They also believe in the capabilities of others. And in fact, leaders try on this responsibility of helping others reach their full potential. I was listening to a CD on the way over from John C. Maxwell, fantastic author. And he has the 5 levels of leadership, and I particularly listened to the difference between level 3 and level 4. Level 3 is all about me. You can be successful in level 3, but it's all about you. It's immature leadership, because immaturity lacks empathy, whereas maturity puts others ahead of yourself. Level 4 is all about helping others. So leaders do the right thing, and leaders believe in others. So I'd love to share a quick story with you about Lollypops. And it was told to me by a very good friend of mine named Drew Dudley. Has anyone heard of Drew? Have you heard this before? So bear with me, I'll tell my version. Drew tells this fantastic story of the most impact he's ever had on someone before. And it was at Mount Allison University in New Brunswick where he went to undergrad. And Drew was involved with a charity called Shinerama, which is students fighting against cystic fibrosis. It's a fantastic organization. And Drew was finishing up his time there, and he was moving back to Toronto, so he was leaving campus. And on one of his last days, this stranger came up to him. Let's call her Julie. And Julie came up to Drew and said, Drew, I have to thank you. And Drew's like, who is this girl? And she goes on and says that you've changed my life. You may not know it, but you've changed my life, and I heard you were leaving, and before I didn't have a second chance, I have to thank you now. And she starts to go on, and you probably want to know why I'm thanking you, and Drew's like, yeah. So she says about 4 years ago, I had just walked on to campus, and actually the night before I was supposed to show up to campus and register for residence and all that fun stuff, I was freaking out. Didn't believe in myself. And I was in the hotel room with my parents the night before we were supposed to come to university, and you can't hide in a hotel room. There's like one room and a paper-thin wall, and enter in the bathroom. And she was crying in the bathroom, and her parents knew it. And she came outside, and she started talking with her parents, and she just said, I'm so scared. I don't believe this is for me. And her parents said, Julie, you've worked so hard, let's just try. Let's show up tomorrow. And she said they were great. If at any point you feel like this, just let us know. We'll turn right around, we'll leave, and we'll love you no matter what. We'll support you no matter what. It's fantastic. So they went to bed. They woke up the next morning. They were in this huge line to line up into the residence hall and register and get her room and put down her trunk and then leave. And she got that feeling again. You know that feeling when we doubt ourselves usually happens here and we get nervous. And just as she was about to turn around and go, Mom, Dad, this isn't for me, she said, Drew, you appeared. You walked out of the Student Union Council office wearing the most ridiculous hat I've ever seen in my life. And for some reason, you just caught my attention. And I just kept staring at you, and you were holding this bucket of lollipops. And you were handing out these lollipops. And as you got closer to me, I realized that you were spreading the good word about cystic fibrosis, about Shedletzky, this fantastic organization. And as you got about 10 feet away from me, he looked right in my eyes for like 10 seconds. And you're getting it. It was pretty creepy. and he walks over, hands a lollipop to you, Kevin, right? Hands a lollipop to you and says, you give this beautiful young lady this lollipop. And like beet red, this guy is shaking, hands over this lollipop. And she takes it, and then Drew goes, look, Mom, Dad, look, first day away from school, and she's already taking candy from a stranger. And just like that, everyone in 20 feet just started cracking up. And she said, I don't know what it was, how you knew it, that I was just screaming inside. But you pinpointed me, you found me, and you made a completely unsafe situation feel like it's home. Feel like I could grow here. Feel like I could believe in myself. So thank you, because if it weren't for you, I would not be here 4 years later, and I would not have had the best 4 years of my life. So thank you. And she starts to walk away, and you can imagine Drew's face is like, this stranger just, said you've changed my life. And she turns around 6 feet after. By the way, that guy Kevin who gave me that lollipop, yeah, we're still dating 4 years later. And they ended up getting married. Now, what's amazing about this is Drew does leadership for a living. Drew is a leader. He does the right thing because it's the right thing, and he believes in himself and he believes in others. And the most impact he's ever had on someone is a moment that he didn't even remember. He was funny. He remembers when he's funny. He didn't even remember. So I ask you, how many times has someone gone out of their way to make your life, to make your day just a bit better? Have you thanked them? Now the good news is that you have a second chance, because it's better late than never. Thank you very much for your time.